host of the Gridiron.
I want to give a little bit, obviously, the interception return, some of the throws he had weren't exactly this or weren't exactly that or whatever, but I do want to give him some credit. I don't know if I saw one time where he dropped back the pass where there weren't guys like all over him. I mean, where we at? Here we go. So the Cowboys had 6 sacks, right? I mean, he was getting hit. Box score. Okay, let's go to box score. So the Cowboys had 6 sacks and had 14 quarterback hits. So so between the sacks and the hits, he was pressured. Like I think half of his dropbacks he was pressured on. I mean, it was just I don't remember him having something where he wasn't running for his life or wasn't getting hit. He was getting hit. Are we putting the dude in the Hall of Fame? Of course not. Is the guy going to probably win us a game this season? Maybe not. Is this going to be his final year with the Giants? Quite possibly. We'll never see him ever again in a Giant uniform. Yeah, quite. But he didn't even know he was going to be starting until like yesterday. Right now, of course, you go out there every day in practice like you're going to be the starter or this or that. So when it came time to them to tell him that he was going to be the starter, it wasn't huge news. He knew there was a good chance he might, all that stuff and everything. But this is his first action with for the most part. What's up, dude? What's going on, buddy? With the first string. Now what he was, once again, we're talking Hall of Fame numbers or enough. No. He was 21 out of 32. Basically, he completed like 2/3 of his passes, 178 yards. He had the 1 interception, which was deadly, of course. He got sacked 6 times for minus 47 yards. So, as a whole, we wound up with 131 yards, but he had 178 yards passing. Right. I said, but he ran the ball 4 times for 57 yards. He had that one long, the 28-yarder. Right. He ran the ball a few times. As I said, he just distributed the ball pretty well. We had, what do we have? Well, kind of well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 6 different guys catch passes. He kept feeding it to Malik Neighbors a lot. I'm going to go over that in a little bit. Theo, Tracy, Slayton, Hyatt caught 2. Wando Robinson caught a couple. But, this kind of goes back to a little bit kind of like what, kind of like the Daniel Jones that were like last year. You can't dial up all these fancy kind of things and you come in here and you take the safety here and then you go all the way across the field and, we'll hold the ball in the pocket for 4 or 5 seconds, wait for you to clear the safety, and then we'll drop it in there and we'll score a touchdown. We'll dance the mock. No. Not if you can't stay in the pocket for more than half a second. I seen there was one play. I was looking. They showed like Evan Neal. He was actually like facing backwards. Instead of like, when you line up and you line of scrimmage and you get down and you stance and you're supposed to block, right? Well, there was one. It was a pass, and he was like turned around backwards, like facing lock. Like who are you blocking? It's just. The guys couldn't block him. Parsons was looking as usual against the Giants, unbelievable. There was a thing here. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Chris Hubbard, Evan Neal cannot block. Our tackles were just ungodly, horrible. They couldn't block Parsons, Golston, or Carl Lawson. It's no embarrassment. Offensive tackles around the league have had problems with Micah Parsons ever since he came into the league. And Golston and Lawson are no slouches either. The Giants thought that they had solved their offensive tackle problem when they signed Jermaine Illuminor this offseason. But then Andrew Thomas suffered yet another injury. Oh, my God, is in his uncomfortably injured-riddled pro career. And Illuminor went down last week against Tampa Bay. That left Evan Neal and Chris Hubbard to fend for themselves because Tyree Phillips was only recently added to the practice squad after his own injury rehabilitation. And they don't seem like they want to put a Zudo out there. You knew it wouldn't end well, and it didn't. Parsons, in particular, wreaked havoc, but starter of the week, Drew Lock was fleeing pressure all night. Lock didn't look any better than Tommy DeVito did last week. What was all the fuss about who was number 2 and who was number 3? But both quarterbacks could reasonably sue for lack of support from the front. I mean, what do you want? I mean, what was Patrick Mahomes going to do in this game? What was Jesus Christ going to do? I mean, they're just going to run for their lives. I mean, Locke was sacked 6 times and was pressured at least 3 times as often as that. 3 times as often as that. He's not the answer, and he took a beating. He did. He took a beating. But props to him for standing in there, leading a late drive that almost gave the Giants a chance to tie at the end. As I said, I just wanted to give him some credit. As I said, is he taking us to the Super Bowl? Is he going to be here next year? Is he an all-pro? No. But I wanted to give him a little bit of a shot. The man, he took off. He ran a couple of times. Said that one time he almost got into the end zone. The one time, I think it's when he kicked the pylon. I guess the ball wasn't, I guess if he held the ball out or something like that, maybe he would have gotten it over and they would give him a touchdown. But I guess his foot came down, his heel came down in bounds, his toe kicked the pylon. But I guess when he was going out of bounds, I guess the ball was just short of the goal line, I guess. So they brought it back. And then the Giants scored a touchdown I believe it was the next play anyways. It worked out well. But, he took off a few times. But sometimes he was just running for his life. Just running, The turnover, he had the one fumble was because he got sacked. If he didn't get sacked, maybe we don't have the turnover. Maybe the Cowboys don't score 7 points. Maybe the game is tied. A lot of things. I mean, he made a poor decision on that one. The one pass, they got run back for a pick 6. Maybe he should have tried to lob it over the guy's head where he couldn't have touched it. But I just wanted to give him, just at least a quick shout out. I mean, short notice, right? He was our 3rd string quarterback once again. You said you don't know if he's going to be playing next week against the Saints. DeVito's arm might rest up enough. Once again, that too, you don't know. If DeVito's arm rests up well enough, will DeVito play against the Saints, or are we going to go back to Locke? You don't know. But there's a lot of people that were ripping Locke after, let's see here. Oh, here we go. NFL fans trolled Dable. Well, Dable, but they're also trolled. Also trolling Locke, too. Oh, here. Man, Drew Lock is playing like someone who 15 different teams gave an opportunity to and let them go. I did not see that coming. Drew Lock realizing, there's another one. Compared to the baseline of Drew Lock and Tommy DeVito, Daniel Jones is a Hall of Famer. Got to be honest, I didn't think Drew Lock would be even this bad. Smart of Drew Lock to act like he's never played football before. So apparently some of these fans thought that Drew Lock never played football. But one of his fans commented, Cowboys will never see him coming later in the game. Let's see. Didn't know it was possible to be worse than Tommy DeVito. And there's an article that says Drew Lock says, hold my beer. So Drew Lock was going to go in there and possibly play worse than Tommy DeVito. There was a lot of people afterwards to rip Locke. I mean, as I said, once again, he's a backup. There's a reason why he's a backup. right? The reason why he might be a second or third stringer, right? I mean, he's not going to take this team or any team to a Super Bowl or a promised land or nothing like that. But I thought he played very gutsy. You know, he did a decent job. Of course, his one mistake, I mean, it kind of almost cost us the game, I guess, the 7 points. But, you know, the pounding he took, right? He kept getting up. And he took some more pounding, and and you know, and late in the game, he let us. You know, we scored 10 points in the fourth quarter, right? We just couldn't get the ball back, right? But as I just, you know, I seen a lot of people online were making fun of Locke, and I said I just wanted to give him a quick shout out. I mean, once again, as I said, did I expect him to have a Hall of Fame game here? No, of course not, but. Just want to give him a little shout out. I thought he played admirably under the circumstances and with the offensive line that he had. I think he played pretty well. So I want to give a little shout out to him. But